This look is inspired by Minka Kelly. This is actually out of my People Style watch, and I just thought, wow, this is a really pretty look, and it's actually an article talking about eyelashes, and as you can see, the lashes kind of take the spotlight here in this look, and her absolutely glowing skin. And so I tried to do some highlighting and really have fun with the lashes. Overall, it's kind of a more natural eye look, so I think this is the fact that this looked like a wearable look really made me want to try it. Some waterline lining, so if you're into that, you might enjoy this look as well. But if you don't know who Minka Kelly is, she is on my very favorite TV show, which is Friday Night Lights. I think the season finale actually just recently wrapped up, but she is Lila on that show, and it is just such a good show. It's on NBC, so I think if you go to NBC's website and look up that show, you can watch past episodes, I'm pretty sure, and you can also like learn about the cast. It's just like great acting, great plot. I mean, I just can't say enough about that show, so there's my little TV review for you. But she is really great in it too, and she's also just absolutely beautiful. So this was a really fun look to play with, and I hope you guys like it. Alright guys, here's what I've done so far. I've applied my Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation all over my face, and then I applied my Coastal Scents Camouflage Concealer palette. I used a couple of different shades, sort of a lighter shade, just mainly right in here, and then more of a exact skin tone match towards the outside, just to conceal any under eye circles. And then I went over it all with a light dusting of my MAC Studio Fix powder, just really lightly, because as you can see in that picture, while she has sort of a dewy effect, she also has very good coverage to her makeup, so I wanted to kind of duplicate that effect as well. But for now, we're going to do a little bit of contouring and also some highlighting to kind of change the dimension in our face. As I look back on the picture, I mean, you can definitely see that there's been some contouring there on the side of her face, maybe around her temples, and then clearly some highlighting and blush there on the cheeks. So I'm going to take a Sonia Kashuk product. It's the Golden Cream Bronzer, and so this is a cream product, and what I'm going to do is actually grab a sponge here that I just used a little bit earlier today actually, and I'm going to kind of dab it in there and build up a little bit of that color on the sponge, and then I'm going to use this to create a nice cheek contour. What's nice, and you can see that that's coming off kind of like a streak for now, but I'm going to flip it over and use the reverse side of that sponge to basically just blend that out. And this is going to just give us a nice, like, kind of thinning effect to our face. And what's also nice about this is just a great bronze color with no shimmer, so you can use it, you know, to really get that nice contoured look. Another thing you can always do is get like maybe a stick foundation or something that's in a little bit deeper color than your skin tone and use that to contour. But you can see I'm just going right there under the cheekbone area. You can also do it around your chin and the sides of your nose, and also up here around our temples too. So I'm just taking a really light amount on there, and I'm just kind of swiping it on. So there is our cream contouring. Next we're going to do some highlighting, and for that I'm going to use my e.l.f. Shimmering Facial Whip, and this shade is Toasted, and so it's kind of a, just a light, maybe like a hint of bronze, but it's just kind of like a light creamy shimmer that's sort of got like a pearly, almost, I don't know, a little bit of a brownish hue to it. And I'm going to dot this right here along the top of my cheek. With this look, there's clearly some glow to it, even though there's really nice coverage. And so I'm just gonna make sure I've got that kind of on top there of the nice contour we did, so we're really getting, you know, the opposite effect. And I'm also going to apply this right here on top of the brow bone, and that's going to kind of be there for us when we get to the eye part in a little bit. So now that we've done a couple of cream steps on top of our foundation and everything, I'm going to go over that with some powder bronzer. This is Milani powder bronzer in light, and I'm just going to use my fluffy kabuki brush and just kind of go over my entire face, placing special emphasis on those areas where I did contour with that cream bronzer. Now for my blush, I'm going to do a little added contouring with my CoverGirl Cheekers blush in golden pink. And so that's basically just a matter of going over that same area where I used the cream. And you know, this is really a look that you might use for a special occasion or something like that, because you are using a lot of different products, you're using a lot of coverage and a lot of color with the face makeup, so this isn't the type of thing you may necessarily need to do on an everyday basis with your makeup. She's also got a really pretty pink, or a peachy pink glow to her cheeks, but it's very light and subtle, so I'm going to use my Milani Mineral Powder Blush in Mai Tai, and this is a nice matte peach. So it's going to kind of, we'll put it lightly right here on our cheeks. And so we still got that shimmery glow underneath, but we're not taking it overboard with this. I love this shade. Then just for some really light highlight, I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips, and this is in Waikiki Strip. It's a peachy glow bronzer. I'm just going to sweep this along with, this is my fan brush that I got from Coastal Scents, and I'm just going to sweep that along, kind of concentrating right up here. Oops, got my hair with it. Really lightly right on top of the cheekbone. And also dusting it kind of right in here. We just kind of want the center of the face to be the really illuminated part, and it'll contrast even more with the areas we've contoured. Okay guys, we're going to get started on the eye look. First I applied a primer. It's the L'Oreal Decrease Eye Primer, and it's something I'm probably going to review pretty soon because I've heard it's a really nice alternative to Urban Decay Primer Potion, a similar formula to that, so I will be looking into that and get back to you on it. But I am going to be using my palette, my Coastal Scents 12 pan palette. Don't know if you can see there. I have replaced it with a few different shades since you last saw me use this in that glam and girly formal look. So, I mean, they may be a little rearranged or whatever, but I'll let you know which shadows I'm using for this. All over the lid, I was really silly, and when I was starting out this eye, I started to go back and forth, and I was like, no, I'm saving that eye for the tutorial. But I will tell you what I used on my lid there. I used this shade, which is M20. It's a matte shade, and according to Encore's channel, if I mention that any of these are MAC dupes, he went through all those Coastal Scents Hot Pots and he identified what the duplicate MAC shade was, and this shade that I have on my lid is Brulee. Okay, so I used my e.l.f. shadow brush to just pack that all over, and then I used, I'm trying to find the brush I used here, I'll use this shade right here. It's kind of a medium brown shade, and this shade is actually M16, and the MAC duplicate shade for that, sorry, I've got like papers everywhere letting me know exactly what it is, that's charcoal brown. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit more of this. This really isn't the most dramatic look in terms of eyeshadow, as you can see, so I'm really kind of keeping it simple there. I've got some of that charcoal brown, and then this shade that was right in the corner that I had here, S35. This is a dupe for Satin Taupe from MAC. So I'm going to use a little bit of that. I'm going to grab a smaller brush here and get a little bit of that right here on the outer corner of the lid, and just, deepen my crease a little bit, but this is not a situation where we're creating like a really substantial outer V by any means or anything like that. I can just tell she's got a little bit deeper shadow shade right there on the corner of her eye, so that's what we're working with. And then I'm going to take my Sephora rounded crease brush, a little bit fluffier brush, and I'm going to go to this gorgeous peachy shade right here, really shimmery, really pretty, and that shade is S09, and I don't think that's actually At least to my knowledge, that has not been identified as a dupe for any particular MAC shade. But I'm going to pretty much go over that darkest shade because you can see that she's got a really warm, practically peachy gold tone coming right off of her crease here on this visible part. So I'm going over it with that, and I'm going to just kind of blend that up to my brow bone as well. And then I'm going to take this shade here, which is S03. That's also hasn't been identified as a dupe for anything, but it's a pretty kind of buttery, shimmery, creamy, goldeny. How many more words can I use to describe it? I'm just using that to brighten up the brow bone even more. And that's going to be it for now for the shadow look. I'm going to be coming back to it in just a second. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and line our top lash line with liquid liner. I'm going to use Revlon Colorstay in Blackest Black and just give myself a nice line, a nice base for our false lashes we're going to be putting on here. So I'm just going to start in here at the inner corner. And just line all the way across. This is what I sometimes do. I'll sometimes go a little bit up and then I'll just fill in the line and get down really in close to my lash line, so I don't have to really worry about it when I'm getting in, you know, really close to the lashes. That's all I have to think about. This also isn't much of a winged out look either, so I will make my line a bit thicker on the outside, but I'm not necessarily going to wing it out much. I'm going to do it just a little bit here. Sorry if you couldn't see that. Now for the lower lash line, yeah, you're going to see me do something you don't see me do too much. I'm going to line my waterline with my Mineral Wear eye pencil from Physicians Formula. This is kind of an item that's under review for me right now, so I'm just going to lightly pull down here and apply that to my waterline. And this is, I mean, what the picture says, so I'm just going along with it. Now that I've got the waterline there, I'm going to go back to my shadow palette, and from the looks of the picture, she's kind of just got on her actual lower lash line, there's just a little bit of shadow kind of fading this out. You can see I kind of have that effect there on the lower lashes. And I'm going to go back to the shade that was the dupe for Satin Taupe. It's right up here in this corner. Just kind of a nice neutrally kind of taupey shade, as the name would lead you to believe. And I'm going to take my angled liner brush, get a little bit of that on my brush, and then basically just go from right here lightly under the entire lash line, just deepening that up, and it's going to create a really pretty like fade effect from that dark waterline. I'm really sorry, I'm really having a hard time staying in this shot. We're trying to keep it soft because overall this look is really about the lashes and not so much anything else, and that is the reason why she was featured in this article, was the lashes. And then what's interesting is underneath that it looks like there's yet one more shade that she has on that's sort of a light shade, so I'm going to go back to that pretty buttery yellow shade we put up there on our brow bone, and I'm going to just go right under this too to kind of just accent, I guess, and maybe draw a little more attention to the eye area, like we didn't do enough already. So you can see just a little bit of shimmer there right underneath. Now in terms of lashes, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and I'm going to apply my Too Faced lash injection on the bottom lashes and the top, just to kind of get them ready and get them sort of in that nice upturned shape. I find that mascara can sometimes maintain the curl better than just a simple curl with the eyelash curler like I'm doing now. And we're going to use some of those fun Revlon self-adhesive lashes, and you're going to see in a second just how quickly those go on. But for now, let's just get a little fringe going here on the bottom. I really start to realize how long my lower lashes are when I start applying this stuff, and I really want to keep it like non-clumpy and really not too terribly thick, so I'm just really trying to be careful on that application there. And then I'll go ahead and apply to the top too. Alright guys, it's false lash time, and I'm gonna, the Revlon, let me show you the packaging here first. It's the Revlon Fantasy Lengths, if you haven't seen my other video on these. Of the two kinds I have, I'm going to be using the more intense kind now. It's the intensifying set. That's what it looks like there. So I'm just going to very gently peel that. Oops. I got the bonus lash strip there. They give you an extra adhesive strip. There we go. Now I've got the lashes themselves. And I'm going to just kind of, this is what it looks like now, so just to get even more curve going there, I'm just kind of bending this strip, getting it ready for my eye. And this is the adhesive, and it's going to be great because you're going to see exactly how fast. I won't edit this this part through anymore. I'm going to put it on there, and almost immediately I'm going to be able to go ahead and apply mascara, not worrying about any glue with this. So here we go. Just going to kind of, I'm going to actually zoom out so when I move around I don't risk getting out of frame as much. And so just place them on. Just like so. And there we go. They are on and they're ready to go. This is so great. So I just kind of placed them, you know, right where my eyeliner was basically, and they went on very easily. Right now I'm just making sure that the inner corner is pressed down and my outer corner too. And that is that. And just to kind of help bond them again, I'm going to go ahead and apply the mascara. No wait time here. They are on there. You can see I'm jiggling my mascara wand through them. There is no risk of these pulling off. They feel just as secure as any other pair of lashes. Alright guys, that is all for our Minka Kelly inspired look. She's the Lila from Friday Night Lights. As you can see, she's got just a really nice, basically natural eye, but the lashes kind of stand out. And for the lip, she's got kind of a light pink lip, so I went ahead and applied a lip liner. I used my Rimmel Exaggerate and East End Snob, just a light pink. Then I put on a lipstick. It's the Wet n Wild 510A. So that's just a light pink kind of shimmery lipstick. Put that all over, and then went over the top of that with my Revlon Colorstay Mineral Lip Glaze in Eternal Blossom, just a nice light pink there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, just kind of inspired by something I saw, and it was fun to kind of go through my own shades that I had and try to sort of pick what I thought it would take to duplicate the look. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.